Hello everybody, welcome back to the RS3 Leagues Catalyst Daily Relic Reveals and Teasers. Here we are on day 11. There's only going to be another 3 days of reveals after today, and then we're going to have a little bit of a break, and the league will come out on the 15th of September. I'm going to start today with the FAQ, because that has actually been updated since yesterday, and answers a few of yours and my questions. Confirmed Wilderness Flash events will be available during leagues, and in another place in this FAQ they did say that the XP boost will work on distractions and diversions as well as quests. So I'm imagining the massive XP you get from every Wildy Flash event will be ×4 at the start and will increase with the multipliers as they get higher. So Flash events are going to be incredible. They're already basically the best thing you can do with your time on an Iron Man. We're going to be spamming Flash events in the league just like we do in normal RS3. Here we go. We've finally been answered. Will the damage cap be increased for leagues? Sadly, no. The damage cap is not being increased. So like we said yesterday when we're taking a look at those incredibly powerful special attacks we'll maybe be able to get in the Essence of Finality Relic, the damage cap has not been increased for leagues from the 30k that it is in the base game. So you may find yourself hitting the upper limit of 30k, and then they finally also revealed the league point break points for the different tiers. So at tier 1, it will require 10 points, but you get 10 points during the tutorial, so you'll immediately start at tier 1, which are the 3 gathering relics. Then it's 750 points to hit tier 2. Basic tasks, the easy tasks, are worth 10 points each, so that'll be 75 of those. But if you can find some medium difficulty tasks, which are up on the wiki already, then those are worth 30 each instead of 10, so you'll only need 25 medium tasks and you'll be able to get yourself to tier 2. Now that's not many tasks, but they are a little bit harder. Some of them do have some requirements. And then we're going to have tier 3, 2,000, so 2.5 times the points, and then 5k, 10k, 17k, and then if you do want to get to tier 7 and taste all those nice combat relics, you are going to need 26,000 league points, which is a big jump up. So that's going to be tough to get to. We've got 8 weeks to do it, but yeah, those are the point breakdowns. Anyway, today we've seen some brand new relics coming in. I didn't know if we'd see relics today because there's only like 3 more days of reveals, and we've still yet to be told the XP rates and the drop rates and stuff, and like farming timers. So I thought one of these days will probably be confirming those. But today we have not 1, but 2 brand new relic choices, Clue Connoisseur and Rejuvenated. So finally we have a clue related relic. We weren't given a clue based teleport relic in the teleport reveals the other day, but we finally have a clue based relic here. So what you're going to get with this one is the Globetrotter's outfit, an outfit that's normally available in the game, but it takes an absolute century to get. I don't think, even if you went really hard, I don't know if you'd be able to get the Globetrotter's outfit in the 8 weeks of the league. I'm sure some maniac will do, but it does take a lot of time. You do earn points in this game for every clue that you complete based on the tier of the clue, and you can spend those points in a shop, and some of the shop rewards include these outfit pieces. Not only will you get the full clue scroll outfit, all the pieces will have infinite charges. Now as you can see, it's made up of 5 different pieces, and all of these have different effects. Now the effects, normally you can only use these like once or twice every few clues. So for example, the Globetrotter jacket in the base game, it gives you the ability to teleport directly to your current clue scroll location, which is insane. That's going to turn this into a clue scroll teleport relic. It normally in the base game only stores up to 3 charges, and you can only teleport to 1 clue step every time you fully complete 5 clue scrolls. In leagues, with our little relic here, your Globetrotter outfit pieces are all going to have infinite charges. You're going to be able to teleport directly to the location of your current clue scroll step every single clue scroll step. You're also going to be able to activate the legs, which already has unlimited charges in the game. They perform the correct emote for emote clues, so you don't have to look through the emote menu and click on the one that you need, because of course this game doesn't have rune light, so there won't be an emote highlighted in blue when you do get an emote step. You can right click activate your legs, or potentially drag them onto your action bar and maybe use a keybind for that, and whenever you do get to the location of an emote clue, you can just press the thing and Yuri will appear. You can activate the boots for unlimited running. Don't know if we have unlimited run in the league, but you basically do in RS3 anyway. But you will be able to activate the boots anywhere for unlimited run. Now you could also use these when you're not doing clues, maybe for some weird niche activities. Maybe you're doing the familiarization and you earn the summoning outfit. Maybe you activate the boots before you go in there for unlimited run in that minigame. But you're probably not actually going to be doing much running because you can directly tally to every clue scroll step. The gloves store every teleport scroll. It's basically like your old school RuneScape master scroll book in RS3 that takes you to a clue scroll tally step. You can get to the Bandit Camp, the Clock Tower, the Fort, the Grand Exchange, Gutanoth, Lighthouse, Miscellanea, Phoenix Lair, Polnavich, and Taibo One Eye. So maybe you'll want to use this to, get to Polnavich and get to your Slayer Master if you didn't pick either the Slayer Relic or the Passage of the Abyss one. Maybe you went the farming one. You want to use Simona as your Slayer Master, and you could also teleport to the Raptor inside Fort Farinthri with the gloves. You can also, if you want to, swap your clue scroll step for a different one of the same difficulty difficulty using the backpack. So if you get a clue scroll step, for example, that has a hidey hole or stash that you don't have the items to complete, then you can just swap out your clue for another one. So you're technically not going to have to fill the stash units to complete all the different kinds of clues. You'll be able to just swap out any clue you don't want using this backpack, get a new one, and use the body to teleport to that step directly and do that instead. If you do wear the full outfit and you have filled the hidey hole slash stash unit for a clue step, it will pretend like you're wearing the items that are in that stash unit when you wear this Globetrotter set. So you don't actually have to take it off and equip the things that are in the stash. You can just do the emote by clicking on the legs with this full outfit worn. So that's nice just for convenience. You don't have to be juggling equipment. And then also wearing this full outfit gives you more clue scroll reward rerolls. Now, if you don't know how these work, anytime you open a clue casket in RS3, you progress this reroll bar. After you've opened a certain number of a certain tier of clue scroll, you save a charge of a reroll. And if you open a casket that you don't like the rewards from, you can use that reroll and reroll it as if you'd completed another clue and get some different rewards. Now, you might not need to use that too much with this relic because you are also going to get some extra benefits. Anytime you complete a clue, you're going to get an extra casket. You'll get 2, which is insane. Double loot. Obviously, opening both of those will give you double reroll progress as well, so you'll be able to reroll your clues more often if you don't get any uniques or any items you want. You'll also get the classic bonuses of every single treasure casket you open will have the max number of loot rolls, so that's really nice as well. And not only that, anytime you start a new clue, it will always be the minimum number of steps to complete. If you do an easy, it's anywhere from 3 to 5, so if you take this relic, it will be only 3 steps. Every time you want to do an easy clue, you can teleport to those 3 steps using the jacket. If it's a step somehow you can't do, you can just swap the clue using the backpack, and then once you've completed those 3 steps, you will receive 2 caskets instead of 1. So this is going to be crazy for clues. It's going to be decent just for general use for teleporting around certain places, or if you have like a really valuable clue scroll that's in a far off location that you want to teleport back to, you could keep it and use the jacket to teleport there repeatedly. But it is worth mentioning there's no clue juggling on the floor in this game. If you do want to keep a clue of a certain tier for a teleport, then you will have to just not do any more clues of that tier, I think. But very, very cool. The main question I have with this is A, where is it? What's it up against? And B, how many clues are you going to need to do in the league? Wanting to do a lot of clues is cool if you don't go perfection. Maybe you'll want those fortunate components from Clue Scroll Uniques to break down to make alchemical onyx and hydrix jewelry. If you take this, it'll be very easy to make an EOF, providing you can find yourself the Reaper points somehow if they're also boosted. There will be a couple of nice uniques from Clue Scrolls. You know, you could get like the golden thread and get a full tier 82 Robin Hood set for ranged, but there's not that many functional items in this game that do come from Clue Scrolls like those ranger boots in old school. Like I say, it's not all about uniques with Clue Scrolls. You know, you can get yourself some ornament kits, which in this game, if you get like an ornament kit for your Reaper necklace or your Amulet of Souls, it does give them slightly more combat stats, so maybe that's something you'll want to chase. Obviously there's cool cosmetics, you know, get yourself some third age just as a flex, get yourself those dyes, but there are supplies, you know, you can get coins, you can get effigies, which give you some XP like a lamp. So there's things in here like prayer pots, super restores, anti-fires, high level seeds, onyx bolt tips for alks, raw coins, battle staffs, salvage, gems. So there are things you will want. You can also get the elemental impetus from this, which gives you a tier 82 air staff, which is augmentable. So as a decent mid-game mage weapon, you could use this and you wouldn't need any air runes, and you can put perks on it as well. Maybe you want to try and get an Orlando Smith's hat, which has its own clue scroll duplication features. Maybe you want to go for that. Maybe you want to go for the elemental battle staff, which gives you every kind of elemental rune. It's really, really nice for skilling spells. On the master roll commons though, you do have weapon poisons, prayer annuals, stone spirits, again onyx bolt tips, seeds, money. There are decent things on here, and every time you do complete a clue, of course you'll be getting the max number of rolls, and you'll get 2 loot caskets instead of 1. So, you know, a very interesting one if you do fancy just doing money making or having a bit of fun with clues. But I think this one really hinges on how many tasks require you to do clue scrolls, because clue scrolls in RS3 aren't as big a part of the meta as they are in gearing up in old school for things like the Godbook pages and the Ranger boots, apart from going for fortunate components, which may or may not be useful to you depending on what combat relics you take later on. Second choice today though, we don't know if this is up against the first one, but we've got Reloaded. It's called Rejuvenated for some reason here in RS3, but it's reloaded from the last old school league. So this is saying instead of tier 4, you can pick a tier 1, 2 or 3 relic. So this is definitely at tier 4, which I guess probably means Clue Connoisseur is also at tier 4 up against this. I don't know if they've revealed any 2 relics so far on the same day that haven't been against each other, but this one is definitely confirmed as being a tier 4 relic. relic. So with this, you're going to have access to any one of the tier 1, 2, or 3 relics that you didn't already pick, and have 2 of those. So if you really couldn't choose out of the teleport relics from the other day, you could take 2 teleport relics. I think that's probably the worst choice, but if you want to play like that, absolutely feel free. You know, you could take the farming one and the slayer one and just do loads of farm runs for supplies and loads of PVM. My question is though, what is in tier 2? We can pretty much confirm that it's thieving versus agility, but is it also farming frenzy? I think if farming frenzy is in tier 2 and the only choice here in tier 4 is either do clues or go back and get farming frenzy and something else from tier 2, I think Rejuvenated is looking like a really juicy choice. I'm not entirely certain yet where Production Master's going to go. It's probably up against Perfection or something like that at tier 6, and then these are probably the only 2 choices at tier 4 unless we get another one tomorrow. Let's say Production Master is over there at tier 6 and we'll forget about it for now. Rejuvenated is going to give us the choice between any one of the 3 teleport relics from yesterday, any one of those original Trailblazer tools at tier 1. Maybe you absolutely can't decide between these and you just don't know which one's the best, even though it's clearly Excavator. Maybe you could go Excavator and also Divine Woodcutter. Maybe you don't go Perfection later, but you then get this powerful tier 1 relic to gather a load of energy so you can actually recharge your endgame gear without going Perfection and making it free. So there's a lot more build variety by throwing in one of these reloaded choices. Maybe, you know, later on you decide you can't be bothered gathering your own food, you're going to reload back to Animal Wrangler and get this automatic cooked fish relic and just use that for PVM. Nothing wrong with that. But like I say, Clue Connoisseur for me personally, I feel like it totally hinges on how many clues we have to do, unless you're a player that just likes to do clues or go for those flex items. And then Rejuvenated, a lot of choice, but again, you are only picking from a tier 1, 2, or 3 relic that we've seen so far, and chances are you're probably not going to pick a second tier 3, because you don't really need 2 of those teleports. They are very similar. So really, this is just giving you a choice between tier 1 or 2, and the tier 1s, Excavator's the best, let's be honest. Maybe you just go Rejuvenated and take Sticky Fingers or something if you didn't think that was as good before. Then you can have that 100% thieving chance, which you could use for a bunch of other stuff, because we have been confirmed now that we do get Prifdinous auto unlocked. You can go to Elves as soon as you have the level for Elves, which is like, I think it's like 90 or something. Then you will get noted loot from them, and you can get all sorts of cool gear from Elves and Prif. So maybe you'll rejuvenate back to that tier, get that, or maybe you'll get to tier 4 here and you'll decide, actually, I didn't take the agility one, but now I'm here, I really can't be bothered to train agility and I need it for a quest. Then maybe you just re-roll back, take those agility boots, and just go from there. Really up to you with this one. I think I'll probably be going Rejuvenated just because I don't really plan on doing any clues, unless, like I say, there's some kind of Grand Master task and it's to do 100 Master Clues or something. Maybe this one becomes valuable just in getting you that huge amount of points. But let me know what you guys think. Do you like doing clues? Are you going to do clues yourself? Or are you going to roll back and pick any of the previous relics we've seen in tier 1, 2, or 3? Like I say, I'm not 100% on what all those are. I'm definitely certain that tier 1 is the Gathering Relics. We're definitely certain that tier 3 is the Teleport Relics. Tier 2 is still up for debate. I'm fairly certain it's Thieving and Agility. I'm still not certain where Farming Frenzy fits, because I feel like it's just a bit better than those two, so I could certainly see that as being tier 4 up against these, but there's just no way to know until we get the full table on the 11th this week. So thanks for joining me, guys, for yet another episode of these daily reveals and teasers. Let me know what you think about today's reveals down in the comments today, and I will see you tomorrow.